Hello, I'm going to show you how to use a Boba 4G carrier to carry a newborn and a slightly older baby and then also a toddler. Okay. So here's your Boba 4G, which has got the shoulder straps at the top and then a buckle waist. So you're going to take hold of the waist with the insert, pop it in. You put the writing towards you and clip it round behind. Now, depending on the height of your baby will determine where you sight this. So you either have it on your hips or around your waist. When you carry your baby, you want their head to be basically on your upper chest. So depending on how tall you are and how tall your baby is will determine where this goes. So I'm going to wear this a little bit lower down here. Now for a newborn, this is popped together on this setting like that, so it makes a little kind of cushion. Okay, so that's the setting you're going to have. So this will be under their bottom. So if you think about where your baby's bottom would be and where their head will be, that will determine where this sits. You want this nice and snug around here because the waistband is going to take most of the weight of your baby. With the straps, just put them up over your shoulders the very first time you use it, just to check how loose it is. You want enough space to have your baby in there, but obviously if this is really, really far away, it's worth just tightening these up a little bit by pulling this forwards towards you. With this carrier, once you've adjusted it the first time, you won't need to adjust it every time. It's only if you're sharing it between people or if it's brand new to you. So put this around our waist. We're going to get our baby now. Now a newborn generally will tuck itself up with the knees higher than the bottom. What you're going to do is you're going to bring this little cushion up underneath their bottom, so it's basically supporting them in that position. So they're still bottom lower than knees, the cushion is just supporting them like that. Okay, their head's resting on my upper chest, so I'm happy with their position on that. Hold them with one hand and with the other slide your hand underneath the bit of the fabric that's closest to the waistband, so here, and you're going to just very gently slide that up over your baby's bottom and back, up to the nape of their neck, like that. Okay, take one shoulder strap and put it over one shoulder, like that, and do the same with the other strap. Now tighten these up a little bit so your baby is held fairly close to you. Then you're going to reach round behind your neck to find these clips here. You're going to clip those two together like that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pull these sideways to tighten it up. You want these straps to sit flat on your shoulders, so tighten them up as much as you need to for them to lie flat. Once they're lying flat on your shoulders, take hold of these straps at the back, the ones that are kind of coming forwards, and just very gently pull that forward on one side and then the other to hold your baby securely against you. Now with any baby carrier, my first and most important thing is, can my baby breathe? So check you can see your baby's face, that this is coming up to the nape of their neck. You can see them out the side. Second most important thing is, are they held as tight as a cuddle in arms? The reason for that is if they're held too loosely, then they could slump down and their head could go down on their chest, which can restrict their airways. So to check that they're held nice and tightly, press your hand against their head and gently lean forward, and their body shouldn't pull away from you. If it does, again just gently pull that forward a little bit to tighten it up. Okay, so your baby should be held nice and securely, the same as if you were cuddling them in arms. Slide your hands inside and just have a quick feel just to check their bottom's lower than their knees and that their knees are nicely brought up so there's no pressure on their feet. Okay, that's basically it for tightening it up for a newborn. So you've got these flat on your shoulders, tight as a cuddle, and they've got, see their face, and they've got nice clear airways. Now as your baby gets bigger, you won't be using the insert on that setting, so I'm going to now show you how you'd use it on the second setting. So to take this off, you reach behind your neck and unclip that. You then take one shoulder strap off, slide your hand between the carrier and your baby, so you're holding your baby, and take the other shoulder strap off. You can then take your baby out. Now for an older baby you have this on the second setting, which is with that opened out. So you can leave this all set as it was. I'm going to just slightly loosen these here. My baby's obviously now a bit bigger. Let's do a very slight bit of loosening. Okay, and I'm going to get my slightly larger baby. So the slightly larger baby's legs will be more wrapping around the wearer, but they're still not quite big enough to fit the full width of the carrier. So you hold them in front of you with their bottom lower than their knees, and this little cushion is literally supporting them from one knee to the other underneath their bottom and their thighs, so their legs are coming out towards the side. Again, you can see the baby's head is sat nicely on my upper chest. The same principle as before, you slide your hand underneath the carrier and just gently bring it up over their bottom and their back to the nape of their neck. Put one hand through one shoulder strap and onto your shoulder, and the other hand through the other and onto your shoulder. Now if you've only loosened it a little bit, it should be secure enough to hold your baby tight while you do up the strap behind your shoulders. If you need to though, you can pull it a little bit tighter. So again, reach behind your neck and clip that together. That probably won't need adjusting because your shoulders haven't changed in width, it's just your baby's changed in size. So you've got that clipped up, these are lying flat on your shoulders, so just give a gentle pull on those two to bring them forward to tighten it up. Again, you want to make sure you can see your baby's face, they've got nice clear airways, and that they're held as tight as a cuddle. So rest your hand on their head, lean forward a little bit and check that they're held nice and secure. So if you need to, retighten it by putting these ones forward a little bit. Okay, so the final setting for the front is going to be without the seat pad in. So again, we're going to take this off, undo behind the neck, hold your baby with one hand, take one strap off, slide your hand inside to support your baby and take the other one off. So I'm going to put this baby down and now get a larger one. For the larger one, we don't need this pad anymore, so you just unpopper this and put it somewhere safe for if you need it in future. You take hold of your bigger child. Again, their legs are going to wrap around you a little bit more than the younger baby. You can have their bottom a little bit lower than their knees and their legs are wrapped around you. Slide your hand under the base of the carrier and bring it right back over their back. Now because you haven't got the insert in there anymore, the length of the back is actually now taller, which is why it now fits a bigger baby. You're going to put one arm through, bring this onto your shoulder. Put the other arm through and bring it onto your shoulder. Now you may find you need to loosen it a little bit from the previous time, so again you can do this, hold your baby with one hand and just loosen it a little bit. And the same with this side. Loosen it a little bit like that. Okay, so you're going to reach around again, find this clip behind your neck and clip it together. Again, you shouldn't need to tighten that one up. Bring my baby's hands up here. Just going to tighten it up a little bit with those there. Right, so I'm going to check your baby's bottom is lower than their knees, which it is, and that they're held securely in here. Yes, they are. Again, you want to be able to check you can see your baby's face and check that they're breathing safely. Once they're a little bit older, the tightness thing isn't quite so much about their airways, it's more about comfort for the wearer, because if your baby's held very loose, it'll feel more strain on your shoulders. If they're held nice and tightly, they'll feel a lot lighter and it'll be a lot more comfortable for you. That's basically it with the front carriers on the Boba 4G.